Okay, trades in the NHL.
Let's just talk about it. The Anaheim Ducks, who've been rumored to be in the running for Mitch Marner of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they could still be when the free agent window opens July 1st. The Anaheim Ducks have just made a trade with the New York Rangers. And what's the one thing that they've been missing in Anaheim? Veteran, experience, guys who can score goals. And they just traded for one of the captains of the New York Rangers, left winger Chris Kreider. 326 career goals. They got Kreider and a fourth-round pick for the rights to a young center iceman draft pick who's not made it in the NHL yet. Kerry Terrence played in the Ontario Hockey League, and a third-round pick. So they're getting a 13-year veteran. They're taking on $13 million over the next 2 years for his contract. But he is big. He's a former 50-goal scorer. He's a leader, bit of a grinder, obviously can score. And those are all dimensions that a very young Ducks hockey team does not have. Last year they made a trade. They got Jacob Trouba, big veteran defenseman from the Rangers. And now they go get Kreider. It's a 2-year rental. Now, I'll be intrigued to see what they do with goaltender John Gibson, because there are still people in the league that need goaltending help. And maybe the Ducks will wind up freeing John Gibson, and maybe he'll go to a Stanley Cup contending team and maybe may have a chance. He resurrected his career. He's had all these injuries. He had a pretty good statistical season. We'll just see if that happens. In terms of Marner, Las Vegas Golden Knights, who've got cap space, are evidently now talking that they're spreading the word. We might make a trade or two, create more cap space so we can go get Mitch Marner. Supposedly there's at least 5 teams now, including the Carolina Panthers, who've got the kind of cap space like Vegas wants to get and what the Ducks do have to go get the Maple Leaf goal-scoring star. The question is Marner going to take a payday and come to Anaheim where they haven't won in 9 years, or go to Carolina? Or is he going to go somewhere else to a big market? That's an interesting story. Just bears watching. But I like the Kreider trade, and I have directed heat at Pat Verbeek about just continuing to bring up all these kids and play all these kids, and you keep losing. Well, they look like right now they're on the brink of winning. And the magnet to get guys to come to Anaheim is the new coach, Joe Quenneville. And a lot of people respect him despite what happened to his career. But what he did with the St. Louis Blues as head coach, what he did with the Blackhawks, Joe Quenneville has got great credentials. So I think Quenneville becomes a magnet. I think that's why Kreider waived the no-trade clause in his contract this morning to accept the deal to go to the Ducks. So I think this is thumbs up for the Ducks in terms of getting right guy, right veteran, still can play, goal scorer, and adding him as the flag carrier with all these young kids behind him.
That's cool. I mean, this is what we've been talking about for like over a year, is to get some really good veterans on that team. But I had my question, you seem to answer it near the end there, where they can still go after Mitch Marner. I mean, they still could have a shot at, so they can fit within the salary cap, that could fit on their roster. It could all work.
Except Marner wants $14 million a year. That's a lot. That's a lot of bank.
But they could fit it in the budget, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the question is what's his true value? And by the way, if he ends up going to the Vegas Golden Knights, who's going to be fired up about that is Hacksaw insider Lenny, just huge VGK fan. So let's see what happens. I'm curious to see where he goes.
Okay, that's all things NHL. We got another hockey story that we've touched bases on.